Hi, this is Mrs. Brode, and today we're going to talk about systems of equations. So this is one of my favorite units. There are three different ways that we're going to learn how to solve systems of equations. The first one today is by graphing, and then by substitution, and then again by elimination. So we are going to start with talking about systems of equations. How do we find the solution to a system of equation? So if you remember, a solution to a system, that means more than one line, would be the point or the ordered pair where both lines intersect. So sometimes we don't give you the lines already graphed, and we're going to have to graph them ourselves. Now, I will say you probably want a ruler or a straight edge because it's super important that your lines are precise so we can find the exact point where they would meet. But the first thing we want to talk about before we start graphing is how is this different from the solution to a system of inequalities? Well, if you remember, a system of inequalities could have more than one solution, and it was represented by the shaded region on a graph. But for today, we're not going to have to worry about shading different regions. We are just looking for the point where those two lines or more than two lines intersect. That would be the one solution for that system of equations. So let's look at number one. First thing you should see is that both of these equations are in standard form, so we're going to have to change them to slope-intercept form so that we can graph them. So I'm going to make this one the first equation, and I'm going to make it green just so we can keep up with that equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is come down here and rearrange that equation to get it into slope-intercept form by subtracting 2x from both sides. I get negative y equals negative 2x plus 8, but we know we need to divide everything by negative 1 to get that y positive. So I would get y equals 2x minus 8. So that's the first line that I want to graph. So we know that we're going to have to come down and put it on the y-intercept of negative 8. And then my slope is 2, so that would be up 2 to the right 1. And I do not have a straight line drawer on here, so I am going to do the best that I can, but you should have a ruler or a straight edge that you are going to use. So that is my first line. So for my second line, I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to make this one red. So this would be my second line. I also want to rearrange this one to get it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I get y equals negative x plus 1. So that would mean this line has a y-intercept of positive 1 and a slope of negative 1. So down 1 to the right 1. And you can see right there I hit that point, but I'm going to continue to draw some points and to make my line, make it go all the way through, put arrows on both ends. And again, yours will be straighter than mine. So we can see right here at that point, that would be my solution to this system of equations. And so that is at 3, negative 2. So your answer should be an ordered pair. And that answer would be 3 and negative 2. Don't forget that an ordered pair has parentheses around it because it is a set of numbers. So just to show you that you can check your answer, I'm going to take that first equation and plug in my x and my y value from my solution and make sure that it's true. So if I had 2x minus y equals 8, I would have 2 times 3 minus negative 2 equals 8. And I know that 2 times 3 is 6, and that would be plus 2 equals 8, 8 equals 8. So it does work for that first equation. So I'm going to try it also for the second equation. 3 minus 2 equals 1. So we can see that 1 does equal 1. So that ordered pair works for both of those equations. So that's a good way to check just to make sure that you didn't make a mistake. along the way. All right, so number 2 is very similar. I am going to ask that you pause the video, solve these, put these in slope-intercept form, graph them, and find your ordered pair. When you're ready, hit play and check your answer with mine. Okay, so you can see that I have my 2 lines graphed. The first one I did in purple, I rearranged it to get y equals negative 2x plus 2. So I plotted that line. And then my second equation I did in blue, and it came out to y equals x minus 4. And we can see that they intersect right there, which looks to be at 2, negative 2. So again, remember that if you aren't sure if that's correct, plug those coordinates from that ordered pair back into each equation. So I'm going to take that top equation, so that would be 2 times x, or 2 times 2, plus negative 2 equals 2. So 4 minus 2 does equal 2. So that first equation works out. And then we've got 2 minus negative 2 equals 4, which we know plus a positive 4 does equal 4. So those that ordered pair does work for both equations. So again, they are only going to intersect one time, so that means that they will never have another point in common. Okay, so let's move on and look at number 3. Again, I'm going to make each one a different color just so I can see the difference on my graph. So I'm going to make this first one pink, and I am going to rearrange it by subtracting x. I get negative 3y equals negative x plus 6. I got to get rid of that negative 3 in front of the y. So that would cancel out and leave me with y equals, that would come out to 1/3 x, or x over 3, minus 2, because 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. So I would graph this one with a y-intercept of negative 2, up 1 to the right 3. And I can see there is my first line. So I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to make this second one green. And I'm going to do the same thing by getting it in slope-intercept form. We always need our lines in slope-intercept form so that we can graph them. So I've got negative 3y equals negative x minus 3. Again, divide by negative 3. And you get y equals 1/3 x plus 1. So what do you notice about those 2 lines? One thing that you should notice is that they have the exact same slope. So if you remember back to a few units ago, when 2 lines had the exact same slope, that meant that those lines were parallel. So another thing that we should know about parallel lines is that they will never intersect. If they never intersect, they'll never have a point in common. So what we would put for this is no solution. They will never have any points in common. So I'll even write that. Both lines have the same slope and will never intersect. So that's one of our special cases. So we'll put they are parallel. So let's look at our last problem. So this first one, 2x minus y equals 1. I'm going to solve for that one first by moving the 2x to the other side. we get negative y equals negative 2x plus 1. We know we need to get rid of that negative in front of the y. So y equals 2x minus 1. So that is going to be our first equation. So up 2 to the right 1. And I'm going to continue to do that until I can make a straight line, and you're going to use your ruler to make that line. So let's look at this second equation. 6x minus 3y equals 3. So I'm going to move the 6x to the other side. I get negative 3y equals negative 6x plus 3, and I need to divide everything by negative 3. So that leaves me with y on the left. Negative 6 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2. And then x, 3 divided by negative 3 is a negative 1. So now what do you notice? These are not just the same slope. They are exactly the same line. Well, if they're the exact same line, that means every single point on that line is a solution to both of those equations. So what we write for that is infinitely many solutions. That means every solution that is on that line, or every ordered pair, every point that is on that line, is a solution to both of those equations. So what we can see is usually systems of equations by graphing will have one solution, but if they're parallel lines, they would have no solution, and if they're the same line, they would have infinitely many solutions. All right, so that's it for today.